couple of years ago, we were working with a school district and really looking at ninth grade science and on-level students, and what happens in the ninth grade is that we were understanding that students start to lose interest in science because science is an abstract concept. And so we worked really hard to look at ways to help those ninth graders really understand the concepts of physical science and how they play out in their backyard. And we turned to Booker High and to Rosemary Schmidt and created a pilot program. And Rosemary, as I remember, we sat in your classroom, just a big group of us, and we really had some fabulous brainstorming session on how to get kids out of the classroom and how to get them to learn.
It was a phenomenal experience. We did 5 field trips to all different agencies. Every week we went on one. They were out of class for 2 hours at a time. So that was difficult to manage because they were not only missing my class, they were missing another core classroom. But we worked around it and had a wonderful experience. I still speak to, and I was telling Myriam earlier, I still speak to about 10 of the students because most of them are graduated now. And they would still come back and say, oh, remember when we went to Selby and we did the experiment with the lichens and we got to bring them home in the bromeliads, and or seeing the lemurs when they went out and saw the lemurs, because most of the students that we did this with have never traveled to Spanish Point, Mote Marine Laboratories, Crowley Museum. They never been to any of the places before. So it was the excitement, the energy that they had, the learning experience you could tell on their faces was just unbelievable. Going back, we went behind the scenes at Mote, and there was a sick dolphin there the one time we were there, I remember. And then they were 5 feet from the dolphin, and you could see the scientists would come out and test the water to make sure that the medication was still in the water from the dolphin. It was just unbelievable. The amount of interest that they had in science really, really worked, and the relationships that were built because of it was something to see. I'm very close to a few of them. I was telling Myriam earlier, I still speak to about 10 that email me and keep in touch with me and have come back into my life and have seen me and are majoring. Some of them are actually majoring in science. I have one female that's at St. Joe's in New York City, who is majoring in science, and she is majoring partly because of her involvement and what she's learned at Booker High School, and from the interest that she's gotten from the program and from just the courses that she's taken after learning that she really liked science.
And I think one of the things that happened in this program that was really amazing is we worked with an evaluation firm and really measured student attitudes towards science. And their attitudes from before the series of 6 field trips before and the attitude after was different. And of course, attitude doesn't teach you science, but if you have a positive attitude towards science, you're likely to learn it. And then when Rosemary started saying towards the end of the school year and the beginning of the next year, you know, these are kids who never would have stopped in my classroom to chat for a minute after class, or who were trying to figure out what class to sign up the next year, who were in and turning to her and saying, basically asking for mentoring questions. And so who are now being mentored by a science teacher rather than somebody different. And now to hear from Rosemary that some of those students who 5 years later are actually in college and majoring in sciences. I think that that was sort of, on the other hand, it's something that's very complicated to orchestrate, which is to get high school students out of the classroom. But on the other hand, when you hear the impact that it has on those students, you really realize how worth it is and how much of a difference those experiences make.